So how many training blocks is it gonna get you through? So I've been waiting a really long time to take a pair of these for a spin. This is the brand new New Balance SC Trainer V3, and these are my first impressions. But before we get into it, a massive shout out to my #1 running store, the Running Company at Geelong. I've got a link to their website in the description. Make sure you go check out that and check out all their running gear. And also guys, if you want to support this channel, and if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And with our spec, so this is a neutral running shoe marketed by New Balance as a training shoe to get you to your half marathon and your marathon. So price wise, it's super trainer price, super price, $330 in Australia, and it's coming out at $180 in the US. Now in the weight, 261 grams or 9.2 ounces, that's in the men's size 9. Now in the stack, 40 in the rear, 34 in the front, and that's gonna give us a 6mm drop. And in your upper here, so the material that they're using is still called Phantom Fit. However, I can say that it's a different type of upper material than what they've used in the SC Elite and also the Rebel, because that material is quite plasticky and quite scratchy. This one feels more like a fabric, and it's a lot softer, and it feels more plush as well. Really solid heel counter here, especially around the bottom. It's got a little bit of play at the top. Padding wise, about a medium amount of padding, I'm going to say, but the material that they've used to finish off this shoe, or all the material inside this heel collar, is really nice. It's like a suede or that Alcantara type material. Very, very premium. With our tongue, probably a little bit of padding on the tongue as well. The tongue is gusseted, it's not going anywhere. With the lacing system, very standard. It's the same as what you're going to get in the Rebel and the Elite. The laces are pretty long and they're a little bit stretchy as well. Now in the fit, I'm going to say it's a very generous fit. So I think it's a tad long, so a smidge long in the length, and it's a very generous toe box as well. So quite wide and quite voluminous. And I think that is to accommodate those long runs when your foot is going to swell. So your foot can swell in this and it's not going to become tight. Now I'm going to say with the fit, if you've got quite a thin foot, you could probably look to come half a size down. However, if you've got probably a wide or a normal size foot, I would say stick to your true to size. Now build quality, it looks pretty good to me. There's no threads or glue that's out of place in the shoe. And the stepping comfort though, this is amazing. And in the outsole here, very familiar tread pattern here. So same design as what you're going to find in the Elite and in the Rebel. So same type of coverage as well. Pretty much the entire of the forefoot, high wear areas at the back. Now the tread pattern that they use here, they use these little diamonds that are extremely effective in all conditions. In the dry, they're really sticky and tacky, and in the wet, they just do not falter. So the grip is amazing. Now the actual rubber compound as well, it's quite thick. However, it is also, it's on the softer side, so it's not as hard as some of the other rubbers on the market. So it may wear down quite quickly. However, it's quite thick, so the durability should be okay in this outsole. What you can also see in the outsole there, huge cavity through the middle of the shoe there, and that obviously is going to add to the ride, add some softness and bounce to the ride. You can see how much I can squish that in quite easily there. Very squishy, but yeah, the exposed carbon plate through the middle of the shoe and a little bit of exposed foam there. And in the midsole, yeah, it's fuel cell and it's the PIBA blend midsole. So the 20% PIBA in this one, I think the rest is EVA, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is the same midsole foam as what they use in the Rebel. So it feels really the same. The consistency feels the same. Feels nice and soft. So 2 layers of that. So we've got a top layer, and then under the top layer they have got their Energy Arc carbon plate. Now this carbon plate, it's got like little ripples in it, and that really makes this carbon plate super stiff. So this is a really stiff shoe. And then under that they got another huge slab of that fuel cell. And then that also complements the geometry of this shoe. So it's also the Energy Arc geometry, and that's that 4-foot rocker here. The rocker is in a different spot to the previous model. This rocker shape now more aligns to the SC Elite. So a little bit more, I think, performance based in geometry. So they've certainly moved it forward just a little bit. And in the ride, well, I must say I was a little bit concerned after the first 10 minutes of the run because straight out of the box it felt quite firm, and I couldn't work out why it felt so firm because I could feel the foam, I could feel the softness in it. I couldn't work out why the ride felt that firm. However, at about 15 minutes, the foam pretty much just softened up straight away, and then I could just feel the softness and the bounce in this shoe. Very, very comfortable ride. It feels a lot softer through the heel than what it does in the forefoot, so nice and soft and squishy through the rear, firms up through the midfoot, and it actually has got a bit of pop through the toe off. So I probably think it's a bit more capable of picking up the pace in this shoe over the previous version if you've ever run in that shoe. Now in the softness department, it's not overly soft and marshmallow and squishy, again like the previous version. It's certainly got a little bit more structure to that. Whether or not that holds up, I don't know. And also, it definitely doesn't feel as rocketed as the previous version. So it's certainly engineered towards, well, the geometry is more similar to the SC Elite. So when I was running in this, I actually felt like it was just a toned down version of the SC Elite. With the foam not as bouncy and not as poppy and not as responsive. So it doesn't overly feel like a super fast shoe. It just feels like a cruiser to me, but it is a very, very comfortable ride. It doesn't feel unstable at all. It could probably get a little soft and squishy through for a heavy heel striker, and they may feel a little bit unstable, but I think the platform is so wide that for me, I don't feel any instability whatsoever. But overall, yeah, this ride, it's very nice, very comfortable. It really does remind me of the SC Elite, just without that PEBA bounce and that PEBA magic. So what I'm liking in this shoe so far is certainly the looks. This has to be the best looking shoe on the market. Also love the upper, love how comfortable the upper is and also how comfortable the ride is. And what I'm still figuring out this shoe is just the durability of the midsole foam. So how many training blocks is it going to get you through? I know it's certainly softened up super quick on the run, so I'm a little bit skeptical there. And dislikes for me in this shoe is always the price, $330. It's too expensive for a training shoe. And just wrapping up my first impressions here. So for me, so far, so good. As I said before, I was a little bit worried at the start, but I'm glad it softened up and I could feel what the shoe was all about. But yeah, super comfortable ride. I do agree with where this shoe is marketed as. I think it's going to be a great shoe to take on your long runs and just save the legs and just tick over the legs, because yes, you want to tick the Ks up, but you want to do it safely and you want to protect the legs, protect the joints, and I think this one is a great shoe for that. It hasn't wowed me straight out of the box like the previous two versions did, so I was blown away by my first impressions in the other two shoes, but my opinions certainly changed as the runs got on with those shoes. But overall, I think this one is going to be the best SC trainer that has been released so far. So I've got a good feeling about this. As I said, it doesn't feel like a super fast shoe. I think it's just going to be a cruiser. I think it's going to be the long run king. It could probably handle your quicker paces, but I think it just feels a little bit too sluggish for that. But anyway, guys, that's it from me. Any questions you've got regarding this shoe or any other shoes or how it would compare to anything else, just please drop that in the comments below. Love reading those. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.